Hi guys, welcome to our assembly. Our theme for this week is following on from last week, and we were talking about autumn time last week and all the different signs of autumn. So our global goals that we were talking about, we were thinking about were life on land, life under the water, because it's all about living things. And last week we were talking about good health and well-being as well, because it's really good to be outside in the lovely autumn weather, even in the rain, and catching leaves and doing all those lovely sorts of things. So this week we're following on from that and we're thinking about harvest. Okay, so the harvest is the time of year when people who've been growing crops, been growing food, start to bring it in because the vegetables, the plants needs picking or cutting down so that we can eat them. They can be stored over the winter and they don't rot in the cold weather. So we're going to have a think about food and the different sorts of food that we like to eat. Now, first of all, put your hand up if you always say thank you when somebody gives you your food. I hope that's absolutely everybody, your teachers as well, because that's what harvest is all about. It's actually about saying thank you for food. Now, harvest is a time of year when we give thanks for the food that we've got, and it goes right back to the days of the Old Testament, which is the first part of the Bible, when the Jewish people said thank you to God for all of the crops that they'd been able to grow during the year. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you some different food types. Let's have a look. Here we go. So we've got some different food groups. Okay. Do you have a balanced diet? Now, these are all the sorts of things that we should be eating every day to keep us healthy. Okay, we've got proteins and carbohydrates and vitamins and minerals and fiber and fats. And we shouldn't have all of these things all at the same time, but we should have a balanced diet. That means we've got to have some of each. So we're going to very quickly go through them and we're going to have lots of hands up and hands down. Put your hands up if you like the protein section and you like milk. Hands up if you eat fish. Hands up if you like eggs. Hands up if you really like nuts. I hope that somebody said one of each of those. Let's try the next group, the carbohydrates. Put your hand up if you like bread. Put your hand up if you like chips. What about pasta? And what about rice? So these give our body energy to move. Vitamins and minerals to keep your body and cells healthy. Put your hand up if you eat lots of fruit. I had a banana just for my pudding just before I recorded this assembly. Put your hand up if you like lots of vegetables. Very good. I'm glad to see lots of people do. What about fiber? It helps us to digest our food and keeps our intestines healthy. So fruit and vegetables are in this category as well. We've got cereals and brown bread, not white bread. Brown bread is much better for us because there's more fiber in it. Put your hands up if you like brown bread. Okay, good. And fats. Now, we shouldn't have a lot of these. Okay, if you have too much, it's not so good for you. Put your hand up if you like cakes. Yeah, me too. Hands up if you like the taste of butter or cheese. And what about biscuits? So there's lots of those things, and everybody will eat some of them. And having a balanced diet means that you make sure you've got the right amount of each different type of food. So we've got lots of different types of food that we can be grateful for. Okay, and even if you don't like them, we're really lucky to have so much lovely food to choose from. And because it's good for us, even if you don't like it, and mums and dads say you've got to make sure you eat all of this, you might not agree with them, but actually there's a really good reason for doing it. Okay, so we are very lucky to have what we have, because some parts of the country, some parts of the world, there are people, children like you, who don't have enough to eat. So we're really fortunate. And we're going to talk a little bit more on Wednesday about people who don't have enough to eat. Now, there's a story in the New Testament, which is the second part of the Bible, where Jesus heals 10 people. And it's a miracle. He is able to say, you are healed. And they get better from a disease they were suffering from called leprosy. And all of them are delighted and very excited. And they rush off and they show everybody else what's happened. And of those 10 people, only one person remembers to come back and thanks Jesus for what he's done. And the other 9 don't. Now, which would you be? Would you be the one who said thank you? Or would you be like one of the 9 who didn't say thank you? And saying thank you for everything is really, really important, not just for the people who actually make it, because if somebody gives you something, you can say thank you. That's showing good manners. But it's actually about ourselves, because if you are grateful for what you've got, it makes you appreciate it more. If you take the time rather than just going, oh, got my coffee, drink my coffee, put it down again. If you take the time and think, wow, that's a really nice cup of coffee. That's really tasty. It actually makes you feel better in your head as well. It's better for your well-being to really appreciate it. And as part of that gratitude, because we talked about gratitude in assemblies before, it's really good to say thank you, because it actually makes you stop and take time to appreciate it. It's easy to say thank you because you just get told it's good manners and you just go thanks. But when you stop and actually say thank you, that was really lovely, thank you ever so much, and you really mean it, it makes you a happier person. So it helps our friends and families to know that we value them. That's really important as well. It helps other people, the people who prepare our food for us, it helps them to know that they are valued. Christians believe that God is also very pleased when we say thank you to him. So close your eyes for a moment. Think about meal times in your house. Do you remember to say thank you to the person who prepared the meal? Do you think about the people who grew the food and prepared it for sale? Perhaps you even want to say thank you to God for all the food on the table, either out loud or silently in your head. So think about what you're going to do today. See if you can be grateful for all of the food that you've got. There you go, guys. Have a lovely rest of the day. I will see you all around school, and we'll talk a little bit more about being grateful for our food on Wednesday. Bye-bye.